How you doing today, my friends? Mr. Green here, and yeah, sorry guys, I've been real busy and I haven't had a chance to make a video, but spring is here and I'm going to be working on projects again. So anybody that's followed this channel, I recently built this in the fall, kind of late winter or midwinter, and it this was an original full-size utility trailer. Years ago, I'd cut it down into a ATV trailer, and it was all made out of wood, and we used it for many years out in the bush, and it was getting pretty rough. All the plywood on the bottom was rotten, and so I decided that it was time to upgrade and to build a bigger dump trailer. So what I did is, framed it all out in 1x1 square tubing, and you can kind of see that all done there. So if you do, you can go back. I'll put a link in the description to the first build, and this is kind of just an update and update on what's going on with the channel. So yeah, that everything did work. Few issues that I was having. We'll kind of go over them, and so if you go to build something like this, that you know what to look out for. So one thing was where I mounted this handle. When I would go up a hill, this was hitting the two-up seat. So what I did was I just cut this back, drilled a new hole for this to lock in so it doesn't come out, and then I used one of these big C latches, I don't know what you'd call that, but so it just unhooks from this side, and so that holds all this spool of cable here so that you can stand away when you're jacking it up. So then there is this problem that I was having down here. If you look at the end of the last video, there was a pulley here in the center. Now the problem is when this spools up again, it never seems to come back in the exact same spot. So what I did is I just took some pipe here, and you can kind of see what I did, and then this center one spins freely. It's got the wire on it right now, so it doesn't spin too freely, and this is, I think, just 3/8 pipe, and this is 1/2 inch, and or maybe it's 3/4, and this one slides inside this. Welded on a couple of washers, and now I have a way for it to track. No matter where it lands on here, it will give it a smooth up and down. So third thing I did was add in a second support here. So now you can see how it's all kind of tied in. Triangle here, triangle down here on the bottom. This is not so much a triangle, but it is now. When I winch it up, it does not flex this. What was going on is, yes, this was strong and this was strong, but my weak point was right here in this center. So adding this stability here has changed it 100-fold, and so now I have no issue. So only problem is when I did this, it got in the way of my battery compartment. So now I've got to extend the battery compartment a little bit further, so that's the next thing to do. And I'm going to raise it up here, and I'm going to show you a few other little things that I want to do just to kind of finish this off. And then I am looking for a different kind of latch. Right now I'm using a chain, which the chain will still have to stay there because that's how the door is held open, but I'm thinking some kind of latch system, kind of like on an old door where you would have the lock, the deadbolt would be on the one side, and you can just close the door and it latches. So then you just have a little handle that you turn to pop the door open. So that's what I'm thinking for the back. Either have to find an old one or see if I can find it on Amazon. So all right, well, let's we're gonna raise this up now, and if I can move you far enough back. So just push the button here, and now you can see how it rolls nice and easy on this. And nothing bends now, especially up here. Before, it was flexing pretty bad when I got to that point, and I knew that this was going to have gravel and really heavy stuff in it. So yeah, so none of this did get finished painting. There's the pooch. So all of that's all just primed underneath there. That all needs to be painted. I have the paint for it. It's just it's 0 degrees Celsius, so It's we're still in March, it's still cold, so yeah. So the next thing I got to do is I'm thinking to change out those carriage bolts. Well, these ones are carriage bolts down here. Change those out to grade 8 bolts because there is going to be a lot of stress on those points. I think it's maybe worth it to do it. And the other thing I was thinking is to try to take a piece of metal and run it over top of these two and kind of box them in. These do slide over top of here, but if I can find the right angle, if I can still put one across the top, just flat plate, so that when it closes up here, it closes on this nice and tight, but will add more strength to these two arms here. Not that I think that those are going to bend. They are angle iron, and it would take a lot of force to bend those, but you know, hindsight's 2020. I'd rather just do it now and not have to worry about it later on. So yeah, that's pretty much it for now. I also want to change. All of these are going to get red Loctite on them. Every bolt too. That holds this all together, because when we're riding in the bush and everything is bouncing around, last thing I want is one of those to come loose. So yeah, so that's kind of how things are going right now with this build. I will be doing. I'm thinking about building removable seat benches for these, so it will be locked. Let me drop this back down again. Kind of see how this works. See, so no matter where it lands on that pulley now, it turns. There. Okay, so I'm thinking about building benches that lock over here, just wooden benches, stained. I don't know, maybe do a cedar or something like that, so they last a long time. And then there'd just be like two little push pins, one there and one there, and it won't be any wider than the edge of the fender there. So that way, it'll still be, have good stability, and we'll be able to take the kids for a ride, and of course we're safe when we do that. We care about our kids, so it's not like we're driving like maniacs with them in the back here. So yeah, so that's going to be an upcoming thing. I do have to do a video about this shitty tractor, pardon my French, but I did the first video when I just bought this tractor, and I hadn't had many issues, and wow, the amount of issues that I have had with this tractor in one season is more than I have in 11 years of doing it with John Deere's and Kubotas and stuff like that. So we'll do it. That's a whole separate video. So the other thing is I'm working on the King Quad right now. The radiator fan didn't kick on, and so I jumped 12 volts directly to the fan, no power. So and then a replacement's like $300 for an OEM part. So I found some on Amazon that are just slightly smaller and same wattage, so I'm going to just take it apart and rebuild a better fan for here. So that needs to work, because when we're into driving slow in the bush on a hot day, it overheats, and that's the last thing I want, is to blow up this engine. So but yeah, so I'm gonna kind of work away here again, get this battery tray fixed, and I'll bring you guys back and kind of show you what I did there, and then I've got to figure a way to strap that in, and then I'm going to try to get a primer coat. It's pretty darn cold, so I don't know if that's going to happen today, but yeah, I'm going to get working away here, and I'll bring you back once I've got some more done. Okay, my friends, did some more work on it. This is all painted now. The battery tray was extended here. Because of that thing I explained earlier, and then I put a strap on here, just all around, and sorry, this thing keeps going out of focus, probably because of my finger, and then just some wing nuts, one wing nut there and one wing nut on the other side to be able to get the battery out. So kept it nice and simple. There is, because when this was originally built, it was for an ATV that sat a lot lower, so there is still a bottom hitch on here. This has to be cut off, but I need it cut off with a torch, which I don't own. So I got to find somebody to cut that off for me, because there's been a new one built on there, as you can see. Now, there are the tires that were on it before. And anybody that follows my channel, last year I built a side-by-side. And so I went and I robbed the tires off of it, and now we have these Canada Bear Claw on there, which are a much wider tire. So I'll be able to hold more weight, and yeah, they're 25 by 10 by 12. So, and they're practically brand new tires. They don't leak, where one of the tires, the original tires, leaked really bad. So then I did paint the underneath. Not perfect, because I mean it is the underneath, but that'll just help with rust. It was primed too. I put Loctite on all of the bolts. Everything has been painted now. I added in that plate on the back there just to strengthen everything. And yeah, for now this is going to be it. This is it's really came along now. Now that spring's coming. But the next thing is I've got to get a clasp for this back here, and then the next video will actually be building the seat parts for that are removable. So, like, obviously if you're working and stuff, you don't want those on. So they're going to be removable. I'm going to stand back here one more time. We're going to drop it down, and yeah, we'll see it work. There it is, guys. That quick. I will be mounting a little solar panel, or maintainer, I should say, for the top of this. Now the tires do stick out a little bit past the fenders that I had built for the other tires, but who cares, really? That's going to block most of the mud and stuff coming up inside. So, and now it's such a wider stance, should be able to float through the mud a lot better too and not sink. So excited to be able to get down to the campsite this year, and we'll put it to the test lots. I do, once I get the bike fixed here and get the new radiator fan put in, I've got to empty my fire pit out, so I'll probably bring you guys along with that. We'll take this up to the dump and dump it out. So I want to say thank you very much for you guys checking out my videos. Please remember to share and comment, and also like the video, or give it a thumbs down if you don't like it. But all that helps, and yeah, I very much appreciate every one of you guys. You guys have helped my channel grow, and I'm hoping this summer we can get it to grow even faster. So we'll talk to everybody soon, and everybody have a great day.